Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of In Love with Me. This is where we feature inspiring individuals who share their amazing stories. I am your host, Mafe Yunam Velasco, and for this series, our topic is owning your own craft. This season, we aim to highlight game changers who continuously own their craft and share their gifts to the world in hopes of making it a better place. Joining us today, I'm so excited to introduce to you all a co-author of mine, and we will talk more about what that means. But this woman right here is a game changer. So let's welcome on the studio Sandy Davis. Hello, Sandy. How are you?
Oh, good day, Faye. I'm so happy to be here. I'm having an awesome day.
I'm so glad, and I know that you're a busy woman. So let's just inspire the world together for a few moments, just to get to know you a little bit more. Of course, I am so excited to share with the world what we have been collaborating with. But before we do that, please share with the new viewers that are getting to know you for the first time right now. Just share a little bit of your background, who you are, and what you do.
Yeah, so my name's Sandy Davies. I was born in Kansas, so 12,000 miles away from where I am now. And in my 20s, I ended up with the opportunity to come to Australia to study. And then I became my mother's worst nightmare. She said, "You can go to Australia, but don't you meet anybody?" And I met my soulmate in Australia, and the rest has been
Wow.
history. And we had an amazing lifetime of having an adventure business on World Heritage listed Fraser Island. And we just
Mhm.
decided after working, 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, that we were ready for the life that we both dreamed of when we immigrated to another country. And we sold our
Mhm.
business and decided to semi retire and just take life a little bit more slowly. So we moved right up to the top of Australia to far north Queensland, live right on the edge of the Daintree rainforest where it meets the Great Barrier Reef. It's absolute paradise. But I had a problem during that transition and that move up, in that I hit perimenopause and I had a
Mhm.
few issues with a few of those symptoms that we all deal with during menopause. I couldn't find a natural solution. I had an allergic reaction to what the chemist prescribed for me. Then I started ordering products from all over the world trying to find something. Couldn't find anything natural, so I made my chemistry high school teacher proud at the age of 50 because I went back and formulated a balm. So I created Happy Paws Balm for women in perimenopause and menopause. And that's me now.
Wow. Wow. Talk about someone who found a need or an answer to a need, right? Just through your experience. So tell us more about this. Actually, just hearing your story, it's like we were meant to meet because we're crossing paths. I grew up in Sydney, right? And my husband's actually from California. So me and you are like going the opposite direction, but for the love, of course.
Oh,
So
but
okay, so
still
you're
absolutely crossing like sliding doors, and probably having some of those same things because growing up in
yes.
Sydney, having a partner from California, living in the Philippines,
Yeah.
you will have one of those crazy accents where you mix up all sorts of phrases, just like me, because my husband's Welsh, I'm from Kansas, I live here.
Oh
I
my
mix everything up.
gosh. Right. Well, that's what makes the love more exciting. It's like a roller coaster, right? Right. So speaking of that, of course, you briefly talked about your baby, which is Happy Paws. What was the inspiration apart from your own experience? I mean, now I see the passion, in your eyes about this. Maybe you can also share what kind of products does Happy Paws provide?
Yeah, well, I'll address the passion first because one of the biggest things for me is I was led on the journey to create Happy Paws, which is a play on menopause initially, because of the problems that I was having with perimenopause. But what I discovered was that women were struggling with dryness not just because of perimenopause and postmenopause, but also from breastfeeding, from type 1 diabetes, from endurance training, from swimming, and most importantly, from going through cancer treatments. So, what started as trying to address one problem in perimenopause became this amazing gift from the universe to be able to provide comfort to women in so many other arenas as well. So, I think that's what gives me the passion is that it's turned out to be so much bigger, and it's about the importance of that happy pause in all of life, not just menopause.
Hmm. Amazing.
And
You know, you
and
you
you
you found. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, and you asked a little bit about what we do. The main thing we do is our Happy Paws balm. And the thing I
Hmm.
love about it is it just takes a tiny, tiny little magic pearl. So there's no huge dose. There's nothing that detracts from you feeling like your natural, beautiful self. And then the other thing that we've created is an aromatherapy balm. And the aromatherapy balm, it's called the Happy Hit. And it
Yeah.
was designed to try to help in brain fog and like when you're having a slump or a doubt in self confidence. But the thing I'm finding is it actually stops your brain chatter as well. So, as well as giving you a happy hit if you use it in the day, if you pop a little bit on your
Hmm.
filtrum at night, if you wake up in the middle of the night and your head's racing about what have I got to do tomorrow, what's happening, all of a sudden it just creates this calm and this aura, and your head begins to still, and then your whole body stills, and then all of a sudden, oh wait, I went back to sleep, it's morning.
I'm pretty sure the viewers right now are wondering, where do we get this from? My gosh, especially during this challenging time. You are a blessing to many people. Where
Yeah.
can we
Well,
find you?
so you can find me on our website at Happy Paws,
Mhm.
happypypause.com.au. And I love shipping overseas. So if
Okay.
anyone happens to want to order from overseas that's listening now, if they even just pop in the little notes that they heard us chatting with you, we'll actually
Oh,
do whatever we can to top up to the maximum weight allowance of the package, and they'll get a little surprise from Australia.
amazing. Oh, you guys heard it here, right? So if you haven't yet, go ahead and tag your friends and family that need happy pause in their life, because for sure I'll be the first to order after this interview. And Sandy, I know as a business owner also, we gain so much motivation with what our business is about, and it's always a movement. It's always a draw of inspiration, right? Maybe first share with us your hope to gain with your movement in Happy Pause, and who were your inspirations that cheered you on and said, this is a great idea, do it.
Yeah, well, I had so many people say to me, "Oh my goodness, I've struggled with dryness for so long. I need this." And I have even women in their 80s that have told me they're going back to swimming and they'd given up swimming like 15 years ago. So those little
Mhm.
individual things fuel me. But I've ended up with something even bigger fueling me. I didn't realize I was such a fighter for justice and respect and recognition, but discovered that by creating a product for women in peri and post menopause, I've become quite controversial because it is still quite a bit of stigma around the whole concept of menopause and even mentioning it out loud. And
Right.
I had a businessman accuse me of being vulgar and spreading vulgarity trying to talk about menopause a few months ago.
Mhm.
And it just fueled me with this new mission that's even bigger than just the bomb, that I really
Mhm.
want to be sure that we break down these stigmas around menopause so that not only us, but our sons, our husbands, anyone around us can have a conversation
Mhm.
about menopause and be a part of the team that lift us up and help us soar through.
Right. And it does take a village, right? And if your family understands what you're going through, especially for like for me, my mom, my grandparents, or even me in the future, at least I know what to expect, right? So you are bringing such a light, a positive light to this reality that women go through, and I appreciate that, Sandy. And I'm sure everybody is so filled with joy with your courage and confidence. But speaking of that, we'll talk about that in a
Yes.
few moments. But I do want to share with you something that also gives me confidence and courage. So let's just take a look at this.
The social media world is a fast-paced international stage. But what if we told you there is one platform out there that puts Filipino voices first? That's right. Welcome to the community, the heart of the #1 Pinoy live streaming app, Kumu. With our users and members from across the globe, you can be assured that the community is a diverse, exciting collective championing Filipino culture, and we are thriving. What makes the community unique from all other social media communities? It's how we leverage innovative technologies to suit every Filipino's creative style, putting their voices first. Get in on the action with live streaming with our community. Learn from the best content creators where you watch the community stage, which hosts a variety of shows every single week. Too shy for the camera? No worries. We've got audio streaming for that. Don't want to do it alone? Easy. Have your barkada go live with you. Or maybe quick short videos are more your thing. We've got Kumu Clips for that. Looking for your online tribe? We've got a lot of teams here in the community. Within the community, you can be guaranteed that we keep things positive, authentic, and fun. With Kumu moderators all over the app, we keep our commitment to make this platform a safe space for all. It's why we've been dubbed the Disneyland of social media. We make Kumu the funnest, best place to be for all. Sama all talaga. Be part of the community. Tara na sa Kumu, where authentic connections happen.
So welcome back, guys. We are here with Sandy Davis, the founder of Happy Paws, and we were talking about, the way that Sandy has really evolved as an inspiring woman of today. And being an inspiring woman, of course, we have challenges. We have lessons, right, Sandy, to make
Absolutely.
us enjoy this ride even more. So for you, what surprised you the most about your current career or your current business?
To be honest, the thing that surprised me the most was everyone was talking about how things have changed in business and how you've got to have all your focus on socials, you've got to be on Instagram, and I've even tried TikTok now. You're so cool, by the way. You TikTok with your kids. I love it.
Oh my
Oh, you're an
goodness.
awesome
Yes.
mama. But for
That
me,
we
I
evolved.
found that
Mhm.
the thing I found that was the most surprising for me on this business journey in my second spring is
Mhm.
I really dreaded having to do Instagram and I wasn't looking forward to it. And yet it has turned out to be the biggest blessing. So for anyone out there that's over 40 that is thinking, oh, I don't have time for socials, it's amazing. You gravitate to your tribe and you find yourself surrounded by good people. So don't worry or have anxiety about trolls or any of that. Rise above all of that because you do find and connect with your genuine tribe all over the world, whether it's Hawaii, America, Europe, throughout Asia, everywhere. You find a universal global tribe, and it's really cool.
Mhm. So true. So true. That's the reason why I love doing our podcast also. So apart from that, of course, it seems like you've answered my next question because what is the best thing that's happened so far this year? Obviously, your brand awareness, right? And I know there's something that we have launched the cover to. Tell us
Yes.
about our exciting gift to the world, Sandy.
I am so excited to be a co author with you. So, Faye and I are authors in Courage and Confidence. And it is an amazing book. It was written by 24 global leaders, all women, and all absolutely kicking it in what they do at the moment. So, Courage and Confidence, what it takes to really succeed in business. And I'm just going to be a little bit cheeky and do a little bit of a
Go
tattle
ahead.
on the
I'm gonna give you the floor.
Faye. So I absolutely loved your chapter. It just everything about your chapter I totally resonated with. And I really
This
love
is your show.
how
Go
we'll
ahead.
talk
Go
about
ahead.
me as well. I'll get there.
Go ahead,
So
Sandy.
I love that your chapter is towards the start. And I love how you write about, that there's disappointments that we all face as successful business people.
Mhm.
And that quite often we find ourselves carrying more of the load than others, and it's not always an equitable distribution.
Yes.
I totally want to meet your husband because, oh my God, the wisdom that you shared from him
Mm,
is just so amazing. So I want to read a little bit from your chapter.
thank
So
you.
you wrote, it came to the point that I questioned whether it was even worth it. I was running myself into the ground and not getting the same amount of time and energy back. That's when I turned to my husband for advice, and what he made me realize helped catapult me to where I am today. He showed me what he had seen in me all those years, and that as a woman who was more than capable of venturing off and doing her own thing. And this is the bit that I love. He's going to make
See,
me cry. He's such an amazing
isn't
man.
Sandy our guest? Why is she making me cry? Oh, Sandy, I love ya.
Oh, he is an absolute child of the universe and so beautiful and full of wisdom because I love this. He told me that
Mm,
he saw a fearless, driven, determined individual who just needed to take the leap. And so I did. And I pursued my long overdue dream of building up my own company. I love that you wrote about that taking the leap and him having your back
this
and
is
being a
not a
part of your
thing.
team that just
Yeah.
encouraged you to leap out. Um, and then later on in my chapter, I titled my chapter The Courage to Leap: Business Lessons I Didn't Realize I Learned from My Mother, because I
Oh,
never expected my mom to pass away before I turned 50.
right.
And I suddenly found
Mm,
myself catapulting myself back into business without my mom. And I had so much
mhm.
sorrow and grief that she wasn't here to experience it and cheerlead it and celebrate it. And then I realized she's here with me every step of the way because so much of what I've learned in business, I learned from her. So
Mhm.
in that little leap transition, you writing at the start of the book about leaping, here's something
Yeah.
I
Oh my
wrote
gosh, I'm
about
getting
leaping.
chills, Sandy. Yes.
I love it. The stories all just lift each of us up and remind us that if we're doubting or anything,
Mhm.
man, we've got this.
Yes.
Yeah. So here's my little leap.
Mm-hmm.
I am discovering that there's still far too many of us letting fear hold us back or postponing our dreams. And then one of my favorite quotes ever, my entire life, I thought this quote was by Mark Twain, but it's not. It's by an amazing woman named Sarah Frances Brown. Favorite quote ever. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the things you did. Throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds within your sails, explore, dream, and discover. And then I wrote, if you've been dreaming of something and questioning whether you are ready to take the risk or not, let you in on a little secret. You are ready. You've got this. You are never too old or too young or too anything for that matter. And it is most certainly never, ever, ever too late. Don't let fear hold you back. The worst that can happen is you fail. So what? Take in the lessons you learned, pick yourself up, put your skates back on, because I write about stacking it in my roller skates earlier in the chapter, and try again. Because the only thing
Mm-hmm.
worse than not taking the leap, regret. So
Right.
leap. I love that we're meant to
Yeah,
connect
we're
in
meant
this
to
world.
be. Oh my gosh, it brings me back to, of course, I always say this. My life coach shared with me this quote 9 years ago is that you're at the right place at the right time with the right people. And yes, Sandy, we were meant to really meet and connect and even co-author a book. Can you imagine? Wow.
I
I'm so
know.
happy that you are sharing time with me on In Love with Me series because people need to hear this, right? When you have, or when you understand you have a tribe that is willing to support you no matter what, that means life is unlimited. And which leads me, I mean, my gosh, you answered pretty much everything that needed to be known today. And how important, Sandy, to you is owning your own craft. What does that mean to you?
Do you know, I actually quite surprised myself earlier this week. I was having a chat with another one of our authors, Justine Martin, and she was asking me, who was probably my biggest role model for resilience. And, the very first thing I thought of was me. And I think one of the things about owning your own craft is owning your resilience and your inner strength, and just recognizing that even if you have a little stumble or you have a major stumble,
Mm-hmm.
just know in yourself that down in that inner spark, you have the capacity to build a unique business and to own your craft and to make it sing. We all do.
Yes. Amazing. I can keep talking to you, Sandy, over and over again. I know we have an amazing March. Happy Women's Month, by the way, Sandy. It's March 1 today, and I could not be more than grateful to spend the first day of March with you and to see the future collaborations that we will have. So please invite everyone to what's upcoming and again, where they can find you and your beautiful products.
Yes, absolutely. So, everyone, keep an eye out for our amazing launch of Courage and Confidence, because we are launching on International Women's Day on March the 8th, which is so exciting.
Yes.
And then, yeah, be sure to have a look at Happy Paws for not just yourself, but for anyone that you care about in your circle. So that's at
Mhm.
happypaws.com.au, or find us on Instagram through the Power to Rise Above or happypaws_menopause.
Yes. And before you go, Sandy, I have a fun activity that I do with my guests, just to wrap things up on a lighter note. Okay. So if you're game, give me two thumbs up. It's just rapid
Oh,
questions really
absolutely.
quickly. All right. So let's get it started. Okay. First question is, if not Happy Paws, what was your dream job as a little girl?
As a little girl,
Many.
probably doing what I'm doing right now. At 8 years old, I
Oh,
had this light bulb that I wanted to help other people. And I've done that throughout
hmm,
most paths of my life. So, yeah, being in the
love
now.
it. Yes. Okay, next. What is your hidden talent?
Oh, my hidden talent is that I make the meanest barbecue ribs on the planet.
Oh my gosh, I need to go visit you one of these days. Take note, guys. Not only is Sandy a owner, she is also a chef. All right, next. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Happy, loving, and abundant.
Yes. And of course, how do you treat yourself lavishly in terms of self love?
Do you know, if you'd asked me in my 30s, I would have thought the lavish thing was champagne and massage. But I have actually found so much joy in stillness lately.
Yeah.
I think because we have so much chaos happening in the world, my
Yes.
biggest, most lavish thing is just being still and breathing
Mhm.
on the beach, or with my partner out in the breeze or in the rainforest, but just stillness.
I love that. That's so needed to be heard because yes, there is so much going on in our lives, and I think that to-do list is endless. So make sure on your to-do list, guys, just like what Sandy shared right now, stillness. Just breathe, be present,
Mhm.
and
And
I
leave
want
it
to
till
add just being grateful.
tomorrow. Like, so
Yes.
often we get so caught up in trying to rush, rush, rush and trying to keep doing things.
Yeah.
Leave it till tomorrow. Hug your kids, go out and enjoy dinner. Just, stop. It'll still be there. You can get to it tomorrow.
Yes, so thank you again, Sandy. I do want to special thanks our, of course, amazing supportive brands that have been extremely a part of this journey with In Love with Me: Busa, MMC, Bouillon, the Parenting Emporium, Novo, XOX SAS, the Wellbeing Boost Program, Kumu, of course, what you saw earlier, the number one streaming app of the Philippines, and of course, Lavish. And again, please do follow Sandy Davis at the Power to Rise Above. And if there's anything else, Sandy, that you want to share or even recognize, give shout outs, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just want to say to everybody, just, go out and embrace the rest of the day and just celebrate you and just throw your arms open and give yourself a great big hug because we all deserve that. We can't get enough of it.
And lastly, don't forget to grab your copy of pre-orders, right? Of Courage and Confidence right there. Yeah, bright red. So we'll also have that link on the caption here so that you guys can just go there easily and pre-order your copy, because this is definitely a book to share and gift others so that they can feel empowered with our stories, right, Sandy? So
Oh,
I thank you again.
absolutely. Oh, lovely. And be sure to join us in the launch next week. There'll be plenty of live
Yes.
events happening.
Yes, that will be, of course, on Osmompreneur platforms, and we'll share that again, I believe. Sandy, do you have a workshop also happening during the festival?
Yes, my workshop is the first cab off the rank. So I'll be there on Monday, the 7th. So I'm doing that at noon Brisbane time, which will be 1 p.m. in Melbourne. And I think it would be 2 p.m. in the Philippines.
We'll
Oh,
have
no,
that
it would be
all
noon, sorry, in the
here.
Philippines.
Yeah.
10 a.m. in the Philippines. Sorry, I apologize, everybody.
Yes.
10 a.m. in the
All good.
Philippines.
Don't worry, guys. I'll make sure all of that is available to all the viewers so that you can get to know more about Sandy and everything that she does. As you can see, an amazing woman right here. I honor you, Sandy. Thank you again for being part of our show. And Sandy has shared so many inspiring things today, guys. So I thank you so much for showing your support and joining us today. And maraming salamat to all the viewers on Kumu. I hope you all are deeply inspired by Sandy's journey, because I was extremely. And yes, this is the first time I've ever had even tears bubble up in my eyes. So thank you for that, Sandy, for the reminder that we are here for a big purpose. So if you all enjoyed that episode, don't forget to follow our social media accounts and turn on the notification bell for the next show of In Love with Me. Once again, I am Mafe Yunam Velasco, reminding you that you should love and be proud of your own story to tell. And don't forget, actions speak louder than words. And thank you for tuning in this episode of In Love with Me. Thank you again, Sandy. I appreciate you so much. Thank you,
Oh, this was
guys.
awesome. Leap.
Yes, leave.